Just give me the mic. 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 Yes, sir. We are back in effect. In 2024, we're still here. Yes, we are. We started in 2020, in 2021. Yeah, that's when we started. In 2021. It is 2024, and we're still here. Yes, we are. Still here in 2024. And I'm still here. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still trying to produce as much good content as possible. And we are almost halfway through we're already a third through the basketball season. We're already a third through it. So with that being said, I have an interesting topic for you guys today because I was thinking about this and I was trying to make sense of it. Right? I was trying to make sense of how players go from this to that, just like that. What goes into player rankings? What goes into what is your criteria each year when you're ranking players? What do you look for? Do you just look for a guy who is awesome in the playoffs? Do you look for a guy who is okay in the regular season and he ups his game in the playoffs? Do you look for a guy who's awesome in the regular season and awesome in the playoffs and he's only here for 5 minutes? What do you value when you're ranking guys? Because when I think about a year-to-year basis, when I think about the best players in the game, one of the things that I do not do, or I at least try my best not to do, I do my best not to become a prisoner of the moment. I do my best to do that. And sometimes it'll happen because I might see somebody that reminds me of somebody else and he'll get the best of me right then and there. When in reality, no, I have to be consistent with, I got to be consistent with who I am. I have to be. So with that being said, Tyrese Halliburton, for example. I'm watching Tyrese Halliburton right before the in-season tournament championship in the Final Four, and he's giving me vibes of the old school point guard, the distributor, the guy who's a pass first guy, and not only a pass first guy, but the guy who gets everybody involved in his offense comes later. His offense comes later. And before I go any further, let me address something real quick. A King, it took 39 from Julius Randle in order for them to beat Minnesota. It took 39 from him. And I'm going to get back to what I wanted to talk about. But let me address something really quick from King Ja. So Julius Randle scores 39. You know what the headline news is? The headline news is Jalen Brunson had 12 assists. And you know why that's headline news? Because he doesn't pass. I got a question for you, Ja, because you've been around for a little while. Was it ever headline news when Kevin Love pulled down 16 or 17 rebounds? Was that ever headline news? Because I remember it not being headline news. I don't ever remember it being, okay, 14 assists. I apologize. Him having 14 assists. Was that ever headline news when Kevin Love or Chris Bosh pulled down 13 or 14 rebounds? Was it ever headline news when, I don't know, Horace Grant pulled down 13 rebounds? Was that ever headline news? You know why it wasn't headline news? Because that's what those dudes do. They rebound. It was headline news when Kevin Love pulled down 23 rebounds or 24 rebounds. Because that's, wow, he went off tonight for Jalen Brunson to dish out 14 assists, that shouldn't be headline news. Because as a lead guard, your job primarily is you being a distributor. That's your job. And the only reason why, right? And the only reason why that happened, why did that happen? The only reason why that happened was because his shot wasn't going. I think he was 5 for 21 or 5 for 22, some nonsense like that. So, and on top of that, Julius Randle got it going early, right? Julius Randle got it going early. I think he had 15 in the first quarter. So because he got going early, what ended up happening? He opened up the offense for a whole lot of other people. I said I'm on record saying this, that Julius Randle is the best player on that team. I'm on record saying that. I am on record saying that Julius Randle is the best player on that team. And Jesus, get your story straight. I'm not scoffing at 14 assists. Get your story straight, Goofy. What I am saying, though, is it shouldn't be headline news if you're a distributor. It's headline news because this dude doesn't pass. That's the problem. That's why. So it's headline news when you think it's headline news when Tyrese Halliburton drops 14 assists? You think it's headline news when Trae Young drops 14 assists? If I saw Trae Young go 30 and 12, I'm not like, yo, he went off tonight. I don't do that. I'm not doing that. I would be like, it would open my eyes if Steph Curry dropped 14 assists. I'd be like, whoa. Why? Because that ain't Steph Curry game. Steph Curry is not that dude. Steph Curry is not that dude. Somebody wants to talk to me real quick. So let me get with my man real quick. And then I'm going to get back to y'all. Right? I'm going to get back to you guys. Somebody wants to talk to me real quick. But with that being said, it's headline news, right? It's headline news when he does it. And the reason why it's headline news when he does it is because he don't pass. I'm on record saying that Julius Randle is the best player on that team. I'm on record saying it. It is not news. It is not. I'm on record saying it. This is who he is. No question about that. I'm on record saying that Julius Randle is the guy on that crew. I'm on record saying that. So because of that, this is actually what I should get from Jalen Brunson. To be quite honest with you, I should actually get this more than what I'm getting.
Man, stop crying, man. Stop crying, man.
What up?
Stop crying, man.
What up? Y'all know when I get my man on here, you know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is when I get my boy on here, right? Y'all know what time it is.
Match right here, sucker.
Y'all know what time it is when you see my man up here. Y'all know what time it is. Let's go. Y'all know what it is.
So let's get to it then, man. First of all, I was on board with you with the Julius Randle talk, right? But I had to think about it. You know, a lot of people said, Tiki, you changed your opinion about Jalen Brunson. Yeah, I had to, because I think that when you consider, like, you said this too, it's about when you do it and where you do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Jalen Brunson do it in the playoffs, bro. His level elevate, and the way that Julius Randle, he done it. I can't, during the regular season, you got an argument, but, bro, when it count, man, Jalen Brunson, that guy, bro.
When it count more, I ain't gonna fight that part, Ticket. When it count more, Jalen Brunson, he's proven that in the past, in Dallas and with the Knicks. He's proven that it goes up. And I can't stick with Julius Randle too much longer. If I get another playoff performance this year, like I got last year and the year before that, Ticket, I can't stick with this dude. I can't do it. Because your game ain't translating.
He got to take it to the playoffs, bro. That's what he had to do.
That's my point. That's my
all
point.
He got to do is take what he doing. Like, I am impressed what he did tonight against Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be one of the best defense in the league, not the best defense in the league. Yeah, okay, I'm impressed. But do that in the playoffs, bro.
Right.
Bro, we don't see it here now, bro. Like I said, like I respect the playoff performances and the guys who step up during the playoffs. So yeah, while I thought that Julius Randle, he do have a better resume as far as regular season and stuff than Jalen Brunson. Yeah. And he do look better in spots as far as all around things he do. Bro, when I thought about it, man, I can't go against the core principles of what do you do in this time, bro? Because if all that stuff go away, when it's especially the scoring and stuff, that goes away when they need you, and that's the reason why your team is losing in the playoffs, which is that is the reason why they lose in the playoffs, is because Julius Randle don't step up and play. How can I then say you the best player?
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, Ticket, because this season right here, this is my last season with Julius Randle where I'm saying that. Because what the idea of what determines your player rankings, I can't just completely throw a dude out when he's playing at an all-pro level. I can't do that. When he the only dude on the crew that's playing at an all-pro level. Not Julius Randle, I'm sorry. Jalen Brunson has gotten better. I won't fight that, Ticket. I will not fight that, because it's almost what it is. It's almost the reverse process. Jalen Brunson doesn't play as well as Julius Randle in the regular season, but it goes up in the playoffs. Now, if Julius Randle can bring some of that, he don't have to. It doesn't necessarily have to be all of it. I would like all of it. I ain't gonna fight that, Ticket. I would like all of it. I would like your game to go up. But what I can't see is I can't see what I seen last year or the year before that, where we just go in the tank in the playoffs, or you just average in the playoffs. Because now I gotta start talking about you different. And I'm not one of these dudes. You and me have had back and forth about this. I've seen Tyrese Halliburton, and I think he's fantastic. But wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not jumping out the window on a dude. I can recognize your game, Ticket, and I can think that you dope. But I'm not jumping out the window, and I'm not putting you in the same category with dudes who've been doing it for a long time, and it translated in the postseason.
And they get annihilated. And they get annihilated right now already.
I won't do that. I can't do that.
They playing Milwaukee. They playing Milwaukee tonight, and which is a rivalry game, and they get annihilated right now already, 17-5. They get ready to get ran out of the gym. See, this type. Well, see, that's what I be trying to say. And cats, will go against me and everything. Say I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is the type of games where you got to bring it, bro. This is a rivalry game. Things are big, and already he's a -13, 0 for 2 from the field. Now you doing all that dancing the other night, hitting threes, all that crazy stuff, talking to Wally Zerbiak. But now when you get in the game against the real big dogs, what are you doing? This is my problem with cats like that, bro. Right now they getting ready to get the hell beat out of them. Look at the score right now. They get ready to get ran out the arena. This is the reason why I say this. You can do that against some small teams. You can do that against teams where, okay, then now you in a rivalry game now, because they don't made this a rivalry with y'all in Milwaukee, and you already playing like trash. This is what I be talking about when I be saying in the real moments of the game. So right now, everybody's saying it's still early, but y'all don't understand. If you getting down 25-30 early, all that energy you're using to get back in the game is going to burn you later on, because you might not have a second or a third burst after that, just trying to get back in the game.
That's what happened to Minnesota today. They took all their energy. They were down 22 to the Knicks. And that's what it took, all their energy to get back in the game. That's why they ran out of gas at the end. They were in the game, but they ran out of gas at the end.
Chill, I'm still not sold on a Anunoby trade, bro. I don't care. He had 17 points today, blah, blah, blah. I'm not. Julius Randle had 39. So that won the game.
And he fouled out too, by the way.
Right. So, but I'm just saying, everybody running around, oh, Anunoby. I don't know how you feel about that, bro. I'm not sold on it. I'm not giving you the two guys they gave you in a second round pick. I'm not giving you that for that. Because Quickly is a 15-point per game scorer. He's averaging the same thing you averaging this season. And Quickly got a chance to blow up and be something special. Why am I giving him away with a dude that was a lottery pick and my starting guard? Why am I giving those two guys away for a dude who he ain't an all-star? What am I doing?
And he wanted a bigger role too.
Come on, bro.
And he wanted a bigger role on this crew. He wanted a bigger role on the Knicks. So now you get on the Knicks on a crew who they already got Julius Randle, they already got Jalen Brunson, and Jalen Brunson ain't really that much of a passer. So you basically going into the same situation that you was in Toronto. Basically the same thing. With that being said, Ticket, it's also a money thing too, because he come off the books at the end of the season. But what they had to give up, for him, that's a bit of an issue. Because what they had to give up.
But Chilltown, what are they? Here's the point, man. What are they doing as far as, because everybody keeps talking about, oh man, well RJ was inefficient. Man, RJ was balling in the playoffs. It wasn't his fault they were losing. RJ stepped his game up. He was actually balling in the playoffs. The dude that was falling off was Julius Randle. So RJ took his game to see. People forget this. In the playoffs, RJ was not the reason why they were losing. RJ actually stepped his game up beside Jalen Brunson. It was Julius Randle playing so bad is what hurt the team.
Right.
So all I'm saying is that you're giving up that plus Quickly. First of all, Quickly got a chance. He can be a starter on most teams in the league.
He was up for 6th man of the year last year, Ticket.
Right, but I'm saying he was asked to come off the bench because he's playing behind Jalen Brunson. But he normally he could be a starter on one of these teams in the league. He has that type of capability. And if he's starting, to me, he's a 20-point per game guy.
If he was in Orlando, he did start in 2 guard.
He's a 20-point per game guy. He's 19, 20-point per game easy. He's 15 off the bench.
Right.
So he's a 20-point. Why am I giving you that and RJ Barrett, who was a lottery pick, who I invested over $100 million in? Why am I giving you the two for OG Anunoby? Why? I can understand if it's okay. If you're talking about one and then maybe a pick or something. If you're talking about okay, I'm giving you quickly and a pick. Okay, cool, no problem. I understand that. But I'm not giving you RJ Barrett and him, bro. Those are the assets you use to go get a superstar. This is the reason why the Knicks always does dumb stuff. You use those assets to go get the big dogs.
The Knicks are gonna nick. That's who they are. The Knicks are gonna nick 100%. Julius Randle ticket is the difference in this team going deep into the playoffs or getting bounced in the first round. He's the difference.
But it wasn't your boy that hurt him, no chill. It was not. Everybody keep making it talking about RJ wasn't inconsistent. Bro, no, RJ was balling in the playoffs when it counted. Yeah. And then this dude in your comment section, David Estilo, he keeps saying quickly was not going to get paid. That shows you the stupidity of the Knicks. They won't pay their good players. Bro, the Knicks let go of Obi Toppin. He goes and gets all this burn with Indiana.
And he looked like the real deal. I was out on Obi Toppin ticket. I was out on him. I was out on him. I thought that he looked like Kenny Skywalker. I'm like, yo, this dude gonna be out the league in 2 or 3 years. I didn't think that. You did say that. I'm not gonna fight you on that ticket. You did say that because I'm watching this dude and I'm not really sure that he can play. I don't really know how smart he is. He get with Tyrese Halliburton, and this dude looked like, yo, he could possibly be a lesser version of what Sean Marion was. That's what he looked like to me.
You know how scary he would be though. If a guy like Mike D'Antoni was coaching him, he'd have him looking like a baby Amari Stoudemire, bro. If Mike D'Antoni was coaching that dude, bro, Mike D'Antoni would get the best out of a guy like Obi Toppin. You give Obi Toppin to Mike D'Antoni, a guy like that can play the way he plays, hit the little midi, hit the 3-ball. He can hit the 3-ball consistently and athletic superiorly. Mike D'Antoni would put this dude in all kind of pick and roll, pick and pop situations like he did Amari. That would have brought the best out of this guy. The Knicks didn't see that. They let him go, and then Cam Reddish, who was starting for the Lakers some games. Like, you let those, and he couldn't even get in your rotation. So to me, the Knicks have shown that they have made horrible decisions. OG Anunoby is on a expiring deal. If things don't go right, let's say they flare him out in the playoffs, he doesn't play well, things don't go right. They can lose OG Anunoby for nothing. He can opt out after this season.
So they lose him, and they lose Quigley, and they lose RJ Barrett.
And the pick.
Yikes.
So that's what I'm saying, bro. These dudes out here hyping up OG Anunoby. Bro, he not on that level, bro. He not. I don't know why. And everybody coming today, oh, yeah, they won today. Julius Randle had 39. What do you think supposed to happen, bro?
It took almost 40. It took almost, and I watched that game too. I did. I watched that game. It took almost 40 in order for them to win, in order for them to beat them. It did.
Right. And so if he doesn't go off, they lose that game still. So everybody over here overhyping OG. Bro, like I said, man. But Chad, I really want to talk to you about this man on my avatar, man. What's up with how your boy is doing this guy right here, man?
Ticket, the thing that I want to talk about with him more than anything is where he is. If he was somewhere else, he wouldn't be getting this kind of heat. If he was somewhere else, because if I look at Darvin Ham, I don't think he's that bad of a coach. Bro. I don't think he's that bad of a coach. Bro. I feel like he's forced a lot of times to play certain guys because you hear the chatter and you get the logic from front offices and they constantly in your face. Like, give me this kid Cam Reddish, who absolutely should be playing. Not it's Cam Reddish, who absolutely should be playing. This kid Vanderbilt, he just coming off an injury, but with him coming off injury, he's still viable for that offense. I mean, for that lineup. Now, Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Let's be clear about one thing, Ticket. James is not going to take a back seat to AD, even though he wants to. He can't do it because it's not him. Mm-hmm. He can't. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, you're still going to get what you're going to get out of James. You're still going to get James scoring like he scores as much as possible. Right. And Anthony Davis taking the back seat to him. So now what does that leave you? That leaves you with the rest of these dudes taking the back seat to him. Mm-hmm. And now Darvin Ham got to figure out all of those lineups.
Yeah, but
he's got to figure that out.
Chill, the biggest thing for me is that it's unfair is the man haven't had a consistent roster, bro. Like, most guys have been hurt. Like, you started the season, Vandy was hurt 20 games. Then old boy came back with the mask on his face. he been hurt most of the time. Rui
Rui.
Hachimura haven't been
He
able
got
to
hurt
get to
yesterday too, by the way, Ticket. He
right.
got hurt yesterday.
Austin in the first 7 minutes of the game. Austin Reeves, he starts out the season playing bad. He's not playing well starting out the season. He's very inconsistent. They had him in the starting lineup. He ain't playing well after all that hype. Then you had an AD who was up and down early in the season, like a roller coaster. Then you know what I'm saying? You just had other little injuries. You had the boy who they got from the Miami Heat. The fake Jamal Moore, Gabe Vincent. Right. He only plays 5 games. He's done for the whole time now. To me, how can you ask a coach on a night-to-night basis who he don't know what his lineups are? He don't have no consistency with lineups. But here's the thing we do know. When they made the deal last year and gave him consistency, he went to the Western Conference Finals.
Yes, he did.
So I don't understand that. And the Lakers were rolling going into the season as far as going in the in-season tournament. Now they've just hit you know what I think is more of Chilltown? I don't think it's more of the Lakers don't have the talent. I just think it's disinterest. I think that when the Lakers' antennas get turned up with this team, they can go get it against anybody. They almost beat Minnesota the other night in Minnesota.
They did.
So to me, when they turn their antennas up, they can go get it. To me, this team gets disinterested very quickly. Now, if you're telling me, if they know the pressure's up on them, Chill. To me, they'll play a better brand of basketball if they knew the pressure's up. To me, I think they still know that everything in the West is cool, whatever. But like I said, man, I think, man, they could get, bro, this is sad what's going to happen to this man. Man going to lose his job.
They're going to run him out. 100%, Ticket, they're going to run him out. But here's the difference, Ticket. The difference is that we saw him in the Western Conference Championship last year, right? And they just ran into a better team. And anybody who argues that is ridiculous to think that. They just ran into a better team. But with that being said, now you actually have the roster that you had last year when you went deep into the playoffs, and you get a training camp. You get the whole summer plus the training camp to figure out how you want to do this roster. What is your best lineup? What is your best rotations? Mm-hmm. So when you got a guy like Prince, when you have guys like Cam Reddish, who was basically Cam Reddish was a cast-off. He went from Atlanta to the Knicks to now. He was up in Portland. Nobody really thought he could play. Now he gets with you guys, and he's a great rotation player. Okay, how do you want to use him? Is he a D&3 guy? And you have all this time to figure this out. But the problem is in Los Angeles, it's not that kind of timeline, Ticket. You got LeBron James on the crew, who just turned 39 years old. You got Anthony Davis, who's already for a championship. So there's not a lot of time to develop guys. This roster, on the other hand, is put together to win right now. And because it's put together to win right now, there is no time for, well, let me see how this looks with D'Angelo Russell and Reeves. Let me see how that looks.
But Chill, you don't have time for that. That's the pressure of the media, though, bro. That's the pressure of the media and people that's all around. When you coaching in LA, man, that's the stuff that goes on. You get the pressure of the fans, the pressure of the media, everybody telling you what you need to do. Bro, the man literally can't really coach because he don't have a consistent roster, bro. Again, you're saying, okay, he got to play Cam Reddish. He was forced into that because of injuries. So, but guess what? He did it, and he found a asset in Cam Reddish that nobody knew was there. If Darvin Ham doesn't play Cam Reddish the way he plays, but nobody sees that Cam Reddish is doing that right now. Most people had cast him off. So him being able to defend and do some of the things he was doing in that stretch, he needed to show consistency. He needed to get better. And that's the thing. They're not holding the players accountable. They're not holding Austin Reeves accountable for not being able to keep guys in front of him. It's okay when you go out here and score.
We've seen that last summer, Ticket. We seen that last summer in the FIBA games that he got exposed as a defender. So keep going.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But nobody calls that out. They all say, "Oh, Darvin Ham." What is he supposed to do? The man got one trick pony, and then when he plays Torian Prince, they get mad when he plays Prince. But Prince does give you good play at times. So it's hard not to have Prince out there because he's one of the few guys on the team that's going to play both ends of the court. Most of the other guys they play off defense can't play offense, like Vandy and them guys. Then you got guys who play offense can't play defense, Austin Reeves and D'Lo. So what are you supposed to do as a coach?
And so is it fair to say, Ticket, that this roster is flawed? The reason why I'm saying that is because when you got guys who only good for one thing, and that one thing they're not doing, it's hard to play them. So you got a guy like D'Angelo Russell who isn't much of a defender. So if his shot isn't going, like, how do I keep him in the lineup? What do I do with him? A guy like Cam Reddish, who is a D&3 guy, more of a D guy than a 3 guy. So if he's getting cooked, like, how do I play him? How do I keep him on the floor? We already know where Vanderbilt is. Vanderbilt is a defender who cannot knock down an open shot consistently. We already know that. So how do I find minutes for him in specific spaces where we're going to be good? How do I keep him on the floor with James, who wants to get off the basketball? How do I keep him on the floor with Anthony Davis, who's going to create space, for him, but he can't make an open shot? How do I find minutes for these dudes? I'm trying to figure out why did you sign Wood and he ain't playing as much? That's what I'm trying to figure out, Ticket.
Stuff behind the scenes, man. Chill. You know how I go, man. Like, we don't see a lot of stuff. Things that he see in practice, things that he see behind the scenes could influence his decision. Things from the front office he's being told. Players he may be being told that he has to play. Maybe they need to get their value up in order to make trades. All different types of stuff goes on. It's professional basketball. The part I hate is people forget that this is professional basketball. This is the dirtiest industry in the game. I be trying to tell people this, but they don't look at it from this type of stuff. So when you think about things and you think about, oh, what Darvin Ham's not doing, Darvin Ham, yeah, all the blame is gonna go on him. But you're not seeing all the other stuff behind the scenes. Maybe he's looking in practice and seeing that, oh, Roy's not moving well. He's not ready to go right now. He's not ready to start. He's not ready to handle these minutes right now. These are things he sees behind the scenes, but you don't see this in the front. And then when he doesn't play the guy that many minutes or doesn't start, everybody says, oh, he don't know what he's doing. You don't know what he's doing. You got to know what he's doing. See, it's easy for people to say this stuff, Chill. They're not sitting in that seat, bro. It's difficult to sit in that seat and do that job that he's in. You can see from all the other coaches, bro. Frank Vogel won a championship, and they ran the man out 2 years later. What are we doing? What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact, Ticket. And when I think about Darvin Ham, and you just mentioned it, at the professional basketball level, it's a lot of things that are out of my control. There are contracts, there are bonuses, there are minutes guaranteed. There is stuff that I have no control over. I got to play a dude. I can't play this guy. I have to play this guy. I got to make sure that this guy gets his minutes. And a lot of that is managing. Don't get me wrong. I understand that you signed up for the job, but there's a lot of things that go into that. A guy like Christian Wood, who don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of him, but the way that the Lakers play, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, number one, he does rebound. Number two, he can knock down the long ball. So why isn't he playing more? And on top of that, he's on a 1-year deal, which means he's pretty valuable if you want to move him.
Well, I don't think they want to move him. I think that they want to play. If you notice, they're playing the young fella a little bit more. I think they want to get his value just a little bit by playing him in order to move him. So coach is saying, look, we don't need you to really play too much right now because we're trying to up this boy's value so we can get him out of here. Because if you have him on the bench and nobody's seeing him, people might not value him as much as if he's getting a few minutes on your team and able to put up some stats. So that's the reason why I do think they're playing a young boy a little bit more minutes, and Christian Wood is not playing because remember, him and Darvin Ham have a good relationship from even back in Milwaukee, and he's not complaining. Christian Woods normally would be going crazy if this was happening to him, but he's not complaining. Would let you know that Darvin Ham spoke with him. But it lets me know that a lot of players are upset with him. Darvin Ham laying down the law. He out here telling dudes, look, if y'all not playing defense, man, y'all not getting on the court. Or I'm cutting your minutes. They said he got a problem with Austin Reeves. I know what his problem with Austin Reeves is. Boy don't play no defense. Boy out here getting blown by. Everybody wanting to bench D'Lo. All mad about D'Lo, but don't nobody want to say nothing about Austin Reeves not playing defense. What about all those other guys on the team that's either they can play defense, they ain't playing offense? Nobody wants to hold the players accountable. They always want to talk about the coach, but we ain't talking about the players doing their job. I can only coach you but so much and tell you and put you in the right position to do. Bro, I can't make you make a shot. You're a professional. Right. I can't make you keep guys in front. You're a professional.
Right.
So he has to keep switching up and doing this and doing that, trying to put himself in the best situation to win games. You want to be consistent, but if these guys ain't consistent, I have to be inconsistent.
I won't argue that, Ticket. I will not argue that because at some level, and I've said you and me have gone back and forth with this. I can only X and O you for a certain amount of time.
Come on now.
After a while, you got to do your job. I can put you in a position to score. I could put you in a position to rebound. I could put you in a position to defend. You still got to go out there and do your job. Mm-hmm. This roster is, I don't think it's as flawed as people think it is, but I also think that it is flawed. And I don't think it's solely on Darvin Ham. I don't. But I also feel like with this crew that he got, they should be better. Now, I understand, Ticket, your idea of the business of basketball. I get that. But, this Laker team was put together to do something specific. The hell with all these agendas, Ticket.
Well, your guys got to close. Your guys got to close. You got close games, guys not closing. You know what I'm saying? Guys got to close.
Well, we already know that we already know that was the problem going into the season because I am not putting I'm not holding a lot of weight with a team that got a 39-year-old dude he's closing games for us. We're not winning like that on a consistent basis. We're not. We're not winning games like that with a 39-year-old closing games. James could do that 5, 6 years ago. He can't do that anymore on a consistent basis.
Right. But hold on. But y'all not holding it. Well, AD's not getting enough heat. What is what the hell is AD doing? Because he's supposed to be the guy that took over. So why isn't AD getting as much heat? If you're the leader of the team, you're supposed to be getting the most blame. So AD should be the one that's out here closing these deals. If LeBron James is too old to do it, AD's supposed to be that guy. He's supposed to accept that responsibility.
I think that was the plan, though, Ticket. I think, and you and me had this conversation, and I said it last year, and I'm still on that. This team is going to go as far as Anthony Davis takes them. They're going to go as far as Anthony Davis takes this team. He's been the healthiest that he's been in a long time this season. He's been the healthiest that he's been. However, if you are going to go deep into the playoffs, if we're going to have as of right now, if the season ended today, they're a play-in team. And from a talent standpoint, y'all should not be a play-in team. Y'all got games that are close that you should be winning because games should be closed out by your best player. So when we get 5, 6 minutes, 4 minutes left in the game, in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, big fella, end it. Now, the logic is, well, he isn't that guy. Make him that guy. There's a reason why Kobe Bryant won the NBA championship because he turned past. I always felt like this. Everybody has that. You either got that dog in you or you don't. Mm-hmm. And I think Gasol had that dog in him. Bryant brought it out of him.
Now, chill. Now, let me jump something to you. Now, see what remember I told you how stupid the Knicks were? Now, everybody going to jump up and down how the Knicks won. But Toronto's out here serving the Cavs right now. And Quickly and Barrett balling. They both starters now. So Quickly now is in that starting lineup, bro. They moved Dennis Schroeder out of the lineup. Quickly starting right now. You know what they got at halftime? They scored 67 points at halftime. And the Cavs are a solid team. Quickly has 8 points at the half. He has 9 points, and R.J. Barrett has 8. R.J. Barrett is shooting 60% from the field, and so is Quickly in the first half. So we looking at that. That's at halftime right now. 67-59, right? Now, you gave them 2 starters for freaking Anunoby.
OJ Anunoby.
And Quickly, they're investing in Quickly because Quickly's up to get a contract. They put Dennis Schroeder to the bench instantly, bro. So that lets you know right there, they're going to pay Quickly, bro. Now, the Knicks are going to see another player that they supposed to have raised up and paid go be successful somewhere else. Bro, Masai Ujiri, remember we always talked about how he never want to make it? That dude don't make stupid deals, bro. You think he was good? He was not going to let OG go unless it made sense for him. Unless it made sense for him. Bro, he got 2 starters, bro. He got 2 starters, bro. They balling and they handling Cleveland right now.
I won't fight you on that, Ticket.
Make it make sense. They got to make it make, and all these dudes is running their mouth. Chill. They have to make it make sense now. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
So now you got 2 starters over there. You gave him 2 starters. Just because he was on the bench for the Knicks don't mean Quickly wasn't started. Quickly's a starter in the league. Everybody say RJ's inconsistent. Bro, playing for the Knicks is inconsistent. Everybody know what's up with the Knicks, right?
Yes.
So I'm just saying.
No, I get it. Ticket. Listen. Listen, guys. Contrary to popular belief, me and Ticket go back and forth. That's what we do. Me and Ticket go back and forth. But the difference is, with me and Ticket going back and forth, Ticket and I see a lot of the game the same way. But the stuff that we disagree on, we go at it. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the stuff that Ticket and I see the game the same way in a lot of aspects. And when you got a guy who is arguably a starter in the NBA and another starter, we talking about R.J. Barrett. Ticket, he averaged 22 a game 2 years ago. And now you just basically handing him over for a bucket of extra crispy and a 6-pack. And then now the Knicks may lose OG Anunoby, R.J. Barrett, and Quickly. Ticket, you could get fired for that as a GM. You look terrible. You look terrible. And the fact that he was in that system in New York, I caught a lot of heat for that. I caught a lot of heat when I said that R.J. Barrett is a lot better than you guys give him credit for. R.J. Barrett is a lot better of a scorer. They don't involve him as much as they need to because he's running with a dude who doesn't pass as much. Now, all of a sudden, he gets up in Toronto and he's running with it. He's running with a crew where it's a little bit more wide open for him. You see what's happening. Give me a break, man. Give me a break. I'm good. I'm straight.
Man,
So.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Watch, they're gonna regret that. The Knicks fans talking right now. Once they see how it pans out, because they watching all they stars, young talent, go ball out in other places. I'm telling you, they're gonna Obi Toppin, quickly, RJ Barrett. Watch what I'm telling you, bro. Watch what I'm telling you, bro. And RJ, his numbers gonna go because see, people don't understand. When you a third option, you're gonna be inconsistent because you don't know when your shots are gonna be consistent.
Right.
So that now he's going over to Toronto, bro. He gonna get the rock, bro. He gonna be able to ball. Him and Quickly.
He's a 20 a game guy. He's a 20 a game guy. Ticket.
And dude's
That's
calling
who he
him a
is.
bust. And they calling him a
He's
bust.
not.
This is crazy to me, bro.
23 years old. 23 years old. He's a 20 a game guy.
And listen, to me, they're a good compliment to Scotty Barnes because Scotty Barnes needs guys that can put the ball in the basket around him. You know what I'm saying? So I like those two guys around him. Both of those guys look like they're gonna get 20 tonight. You know what I mean?
I think that, and I would like to know how you feel about this, Ticket. I think that they got RJ Barrett more for insurance because Siakam comes off the books after this year too, so they might lose him. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of letting stars walk out the front door. I'm not a fan of that. I think that you should always get something for your stars, whether you sign and trade them, whether you trade them in the middle of whether you trade them at the trade deadline. I caught a lot of heat for this in 2010 when James decided not to sign that extension. If I'm Cleveland, trade him because I'm not letting him walk out the front door for nothing. I'm not. I caught a lot of heat for that. But with that being said, how do you feel about RJ Barrett quite possibly being insurance in addition to being a good player?
Man, look, I'm just gonna give you my my thoughts on that situation, man. I just think that RJ Barrett is gonna turn. I think he's gonna end up making an all-star team with them, man.
Hey, all-star.
I think RJ Barrett is gonna end up making a all-star team with them. Not the Knicks, but with them.
With Toronto.
And I think quickly is gonna become, we're gonna start talking about him like we used to talk about Tyrese Maxey, you know, a little bit in the past.
Right.
How we used to talk about Maxey, I think we're gonna start talking about quickly like that a little bit.
Like the lead guard, so like Dennis Schroeder, we straight with you walking out the front door, and we could get this dude the ball like that.
Yeah, no, I like for example, what Maxey was like 2 years ago. I think Maxey was right around 20 a game. Yeah. I think that's what we're gonna see from Quickly now. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna see if Quickly has the potential to explode into what Maxey is now. So what I'm saying is what Maxey was before, with James Harden. Yep. I think that's what we're going to see with Quickly now. But then I think we're going to be able to see if he's going to be able to take to another level. I'm not sure if he can get to that level that Maxey's at, but I know he can get to the level that Maxey was at playing beside James Harden, that 20-point per game guy.
All right. Hey, Ticket, you know where to find me at, my dude.
Yeah, already, man. Let somebody else up here, Chill and Cook.
Yeah, you know where you know where I'm at, man. You know where to find me at.
All
right, brother. Yep.
All right.
What up?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, what up?
How's it going, Chill? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother. What's up?
Well, Chill, what's going on with PC? You know, there weren't any lives today or last week.
We got some management issues and some other internal issues that they're working out, but we'll be back.
You'll be back?
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right. So my question to you, Chill, is what are some teams that you think are going to be trying to make big moves at the end of the trade deadline?
Toronto, the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks are done. I think that they're going to look to upgrade their roster even more than what they already, because Hartenstein, don't get me wrong, I think Hartenstein he's a damn good backup center. But you need somebody in a post that you can go to for buckets. Not even on the regular, but somebody that can score. And they don't have that. He's a good backup. And not only is he a good back, he was pretty good today on defense, but he's not like that on the regular. I don't think he's like that on the regular. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks went in the market to see if they could get another big man. That would not surprise me at all. It wouldn't.
So it's Toronto, Knicks,
Toronto, the
any other
Knicks.
Milwaukee? Is it fair to say Milwaukee?
No, I think the Milwaukee, with what they're doing, there's really nothing that they can do right now to bolster that roster. Because if you call up Chicago and ask for Caruso, I think that Chicago's going to ask for something crazy. Then again, they might not. I would be really surprised if they didn't. I'd be really surprised.
Are they even going to trade him? I heard that they're not even trading Caruso.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing in Chicago. None. I have no idea whatsoever what they're doing in Chicago.
I thought they were going to have a fire sale, and then all of a sudden they're saying like,
I think that they will. What's the trade deadline? Before the trade deadline, a lot of those guys on that crew are not going to still be there. I would not be surprised if they dumped a bunch of those guys. Because
I know you still hate this trade, Chill, but I know you still hate this trade, but Boston's still calling him up and asking for Drummond. They're still calling him up and asking for him. Or just wait until he gets cut.
I don't hate it, to be quite honest with you. I don't. I don't hate it. I'm not like, yo, but I don't hate it. So another rebounder that the Boston Celtics could get on their second unit. Holy shit, that'd be great for them. Yes, 100% they would be. No doubt.
They're looking for Kelly Olynyk now, if that works.
And I think he works for your team too, because I think that he does what Cornette does, except I think he does it better. I think he does. He's a little older than Cornette, but I still think he's better than him. I think he does everything that Cornette does, except better. And I think that would definitely help them. Yeah.
I got one more question for you, Chill, and that's about your 49ers. So I wanted to know what's been going on with them lately. You guys lost to the Eagles, right? And then you guys ended up losing. You didn't lose to the Eagles? Who did you guys lose to recently? Who did you guys lose to?
Baltimore smoked us.
So what happened there?
Oh, what happened was we got dominated on the line of scrimmage. Not only did we get dominated on the line of scrimmage, we couldn't get to the quarterback. And when we did get to him, we didn't capitalize on it. So we got beaten every aspect of the game. We didn't run the football as much as we should have. And Christian McCaffrey still had over 100 yards, but we didn't run the football as much as we should have. We could have worn them down had we run the football more. I don't think we got to Lamar Jackson as much as we could have. I don't think we got to him as much. I think that Bosa was basically taken out of the game, and being that edge rusher, one of the best edge rushers in the game, he was not effective in that game at all. So we got. I wouldn't mind seeing Baltimore again. I'd like to see them again.
So you'd want to run it back with them?
Yes, I'd like to see them again.
What did y'all play in there? Y'all played in their building, right?
No, it was in Levi. It was in the Bay.
Okay, so it was in your house.
Yeah, that score was not indicative. That score was not indicative to what the game was. It was way worse than that. They straight beat us up.
Well, all right, Chill. You have a good one, Chill.
Yep. So, not sure you guys know who Ticket TV is, but Ticket TV is a pretty big deal, yo. I mean, as much of a big deal as you think I am, Ticket TV is an even bigger deal. So, go over and subscribe to Ticket TV. Go check him out. He's a big deal. He talks basketball. He talks all kinds of good stuff. So you'll definitely be entertained with Ticket TV. Go subscribe to his channel. He's a pretty big deal. But what I wanted to talk about though is I wanted to talk about what determines your year-to-year rankings. Because when I think about year-to-year rankings, I don't think about like stuff right now, right? And go night. You about to go night if you don't get out of here with that goofy logic. Because Ticket TV did not make Chilltown. Let's chill out with that. Ticket TV is a big deal, and I love that dude. But let's chill out, my man. If you're gonna come in here and you're gonna come into my live, you will be respectful, or you will be ushered out the door. Let's be clear about that right now. I don't know what kind of goofy logic you on, but you're going to be respectful here, or you will be shown the door. Let's be clear about that right now. But anyway, when I talk about Chill, Ticket literally said he made you. Anyway, again, when I talk about year-to-year rankings, right? When I talk about year-to-year rankings, when I talk about guys who are at the upper echelon. There's a reason why guys like, I think Jason Tatum, I talk about him in the top 5 conversation. I talk about Donovan Mitchell as a top 10 player. Number one, you just showing up on the scene and doing work early, that's not enough. So like what Tyrese Halliburton is doing, I can respect or I can admire your game, but still not throw you in the conversation with guys that you haven't earned that right to be thrown in that conversation yet. I can do that. So a guy like Tyrese Halliburton, I'm not gonna throw him in a conversation with Luka and Trae Young and Fox. I'm not going to throw him in those conversations yet. And the reason why I'm not going to throw him in those conversations yet is because, number one, you just got on this stage. You weren't doing this 3 years ago. Trae Young has proven, right? Trae Young is proven. De'Aaron Fox is proven in the postseason. In addition to the regular season, he's proven in the postseason. Ja Morant is proven in the regular season. He's proven in the postseason. Luka is proven in the regular season and proven in the postseason. I can't talk about you like I talk about dudes like Jamal Murray yet. I can't talk about you like that yet. And the reason why I can't talk about you like that yet, because you haven't shown it like these guys have over the course of time. I can't just, I'm not what, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, guys. I have from time to time allowed myself to be a prisoner of the moment, which isn't good. No, that is a bad thing to be a prisoner of the moment, right? That's a bad thing to be a prisoner of the moment because later on, I find myself in trouble doing that. And the reason why is because this guy hasn't shown you that this is going to translate into the playoffs or when the bets get higher. Remember, guys, when you are in the league, the regular season is what creates the legend. The postseason is what enhances the legend. That's why Jimmy Butler is who he is, the all-star, the all-pro, right? That's why Giannis is who he is, the all-star, the all-league defender, the defensive player of the year, and the all-pro. So when you are when you're doing it, and they're doing it for a long time. Jimmy Butler did it for a long time. Kevin Durant did it for a long time. Jason Tatum has been doing it for years. So I can't just talk about you when a guy like SGA, who I have never seen this dude in the postseason. Not one time have I seen this dude in the postseason. He got hurt last year in the play-in game. But now what you want to do is you want to put this dude in the same category with Luka, with Joker, with Giannis, with Curry, with Embiid, with Tatum, with Donovan Mitchell. Dudes who have for years done it. No, absolutely not. Not yet. I can recognize that you're playing like that, but you're not there yet. I can recognize that you are playing like that, but you're not there yet. And I'm not going to put you in that category because with my criteria, right? With my criteria, when I watch players, what I care about is I care about what you do. I care about how you do it. I care about when you do it. And I care about when you did it. So if you are a guy that's on your way, like Tyrese Halliburton, like SGA, I can recognize that, this guy is on his way to doing something special. But I can't talk about him like I talk about Jamal Murray. I can't talk about him like I talk about De'Aaron Fox. I can't talk about him like I talk about Trae Young. I can't do it. And the reason why I can't do it is because you haven't shown me in the postseason. You haven't shown, not just in the postseason, you haven't shown me this on a consistent basis. At no point ever do I remember in NBA history, not in NBA history, since I've been around the game. My uncle put me in front of the TV in 1978 watching the Washington Bullets and the Seattle Supersonics in the NBA championship. That's how far back I go. With that being clear, with that being said, I don't ever remember putting players above other players who just showed up. Michael Jordan was not considered the best player in the NBA in 1987. No, he wasn't. He was not. No, he was not. We didn't start talking about Jordan being that guy until like 90, like 89, 90. That's when we started talking about him like, yo, they're absolutely on their way. And he's on his way to doing it. He's just got to get over the hump. He ain't there yet. We didn't do that with any other guy. And the reason why we didn't, and the reason why we didn't do that, because winning mattered. What you did when it mattered the most matters. That's why a guy like SGA, that's why a guy like Tyrese Halliburton, I can admire your game, and I can accept the fact that, yo, this dude is fantastic. I love his game. But I can't talk about you like I talk about this dude just yet, because you ain't there yet. No, you're not there yet. You on your way to being there. Absolutely, you on your way to being there. And I hear a lot of times, and I think it's pretty interesting when I hear people saying stuff like, "No, he's better at basketball." I don't do that. I don't do that. And the reason why I don't do that is because better basketball players get outplayed, number one. Better basketball players get outplayed. That's number one. And number two, just because your skill set is better doesn't mean that you're better. No, it doesn't. Better basketball players get outplayed, and those other guys, it translates into the postseason. And when a better basketball player gets outplayed, now there's a conversation about this guy being better than you. Better than you. So when I think about guys like SGA, Tyrese Halliburton, young players like that, I am all for admiring their game. But when you start talking about these dudes, like, again, De'Aaron Fox, like when I can't talk about Tyrese Halliburton like I do De'Aaron Fox. I can't talk about Tyrese Halliburton like I talk about De'Aaron Fox. I can't talk about Tyrese Halliburton like I talk about Luka. I can't talk about him like I talk about Trae Young. I can't talk about him like I talk about Jamal Murray. I can't. I cannot. Not yet. As good of a player, and I can admire his game. 100% I can. But I can't talk about him like I talk about Ja Morant. Because in addition to what I've seen so far, I haven't seen it when it matters the most. I wasn't a fan of both Luka. I wasn't a fan of both Luka and SGA being first team All NBA last year. In my lifetime, first team All NBA means something. Being a first team All NBA performer means something. And in my lifetime, it has not happened where a first team All NBA performer at the guard spot didn't make the playoffs. That's never happened. And the reason why that's never happened is because at minimum, I could get my crew to the playoffs. At minimum, I could do that. So when you're putting a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Luka, first team All NBA, you know what you're telling me? You're telling me now that winning doesn't matter. That's what you're telling me. And what you're also telling me is that now you're individualizing the sport solely. You don't care about winning. You don't care about anybody else's impact on winning. And I can't get with that logic. And the reason why I can't get with that logic is because the best point guards, the best two guards, the best small forwards, the best power forwards, the best centers, the best players in the NBA who were first team All NBA, they impacted winning. Now, don't get me wrong. There have been exceptions. You know, Anthony Davis was first team All NBA. I think in the 20. I want to see he showed up in 2012. I want to say either 14 or 15. He made I think he made first team All NBA. Either 14 or 15, he made first team All NBA. He was also a first team All League defender too. So, with that being said, he impacted winning, even though they didn't make the playoffs. He did impact them winning, and he impacted them winning in a huge way. Why? Because he impacted it on he impacted it on both sides of the basketball. He was elite on both sides of the basketball. On both sides of the basketball, he was elite, and because of that, I think that I think that that's an exception. But for the most part, if you are a first team All NBA performer, winning matters. If you All NBA, I've always been under the belief if you All NBA, winning matters, and it's always mattered to me. If you All NBA, if you're a third team All NBA performer and your team doesn't make the playoffs, that's fine. But I can't. You ain't a first team All NBA performer. No. No, he did not, Jeremy. No, he did not. So, what determines your player rankings year to year? I'm interested to know that. So I got a super chat here. A super chat from Spo. He says, I know you compare Jalen Williams to Jamal Mashburn. I'm not too familiar with Mashburn's game. What's another comparison to Williams? I'm trying to think of a guy that is more modern. Maybe Antoine Walker, like a more athletic version of him and Jalen Williams is kind of in the same space with a guy like with Bonchero, because Bonchero reminds me of Antoine Walker. That's what he reminds me of. That's what those guys remind me of. So more than anything. So with that, like I said, when I think about year to year rankings, right? When I don't do yo, this guy is fantastic now, so he's gone ahead of this guy. You can't give me any logic for me to put SGA, a guy who's never been in the playoffs, and I've never seen him do it at the highest level. You can't give me any logic to put him in the top 10 players, because I've never done that. I've never seen that. Never. That has never happened. And I won't start to contribute to that. I won't. You will never get me to contribute to that. And the reason why you won't get me to contribute to that, because I care about winning. I care about a guy. I care about how a guy impacts his team winning. And again, I don't think that your team winning is solely on you, but I do think that you have a big deal. I do think that you have a big part in that. And if I'm talking about you as a top 5 player, I've seen top 5 players. I've seen top 10 players. I could get us to the playoffs. I could do that. What we do in the playoffs, that's different. I could get us to the playoffs, though. I can do that. 100% I could get us to the playoffs. And if you can't, and Trip, just so you know, so this right here, Trip said he has been in the playoffs. Right. And when Luka's been in the playoffs, he's been first team All NBA. He wasn't in the playoffs last year, and he missed like 20 games. Something crazy like that. So I'm just gonna put him on the All NBA team just off the strength that he made the playoffs in the past, and he didn't make the playoffs this year and got injured. That's that year-to-year nonsense that I'm not trying to hear. Now, is he still one of the best guards in the game, if not the best? Absolutely. Oh, hell yes. Absolutely. And do I still talk about him like I talk about the best guards in the game? Yes. And you know why? because he's proven it over the course of years. He has been in the playoffs. He's gone deep into the playoffs. And his game translated. And he produced at a high level. But when you're talking about being an all-pro, first team, I ain't just talking about being an all-pro. I'm talking about being a first-team all-pro. You're talking about being a first-team all-pro. Winning matters, man. Winning matters. I don't care about what you did a year ago. I'm not putting you on. I'm not putting you on off the strength that he was on last year. If he was on last year and he won, I'm putting him on based on what I seen last year, and I'm guessing that that's probably going to translate to this year. And if your team doesn't make the playoffs and there's a guy in the conversation with you, because I'm not just going off some dude who just showed up, like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. So, no, I'm not doing that. And I see where you're going with it, Jesus Entertainment. I see where you're going with it. And actually, to be honest with you, I think that Anthony Edwards, who, by the way, just showed up, I don't agree with it that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should have been first team All-NBA. Why wasn't Anthony Edwards on the All-Pro team last year? Did he play at an All-Pro level? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But I see where you're going with this. And no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No. I think that Shai, and wait. Why should I not? What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to get animated, but I can't talk to people who go off right now. Jesus, I'm done talking to you, because what you are is you're a right now guy. You don't care about winning. You don't care about impact on winning. You care about right now. That's it. That's all you care about. That's it. I'm done having that conversation with you. I gotta talk to people who care about what you've done over the course of time. That's what I care about. You don't care about that. You care about a dude who, don't get me wrong, SGA is fantastic. I don't think that SGA is good. I think he's great. I think he's fantastic as a player. But what I'm not going to do is I ain't doing that with you. No, I'm good on you. Absolutely. I'm not. It's already in the chat. It's already in the chat. But I ain't doing that with you. No. Because you can't give me legit logic. You can't give me legit logic to suggest that I should put this dude in the category ahead of guys who've already been there. Ahead. You can't do that. You can't. You can't do it. You cannot. No, and I won't. We will respectfully agree to disagree, sir, because I can't do that. When I talk about Giannis being the best player on the planet, it's the same reason why Joker is the best player on the planet. Because I got to be consistent with my logic. So why was Giannis the best player on the planet? We're talking about a back-to-back league MVP who was the defensive player of the year. In addition to him being the defensive player of the year, his team won the NBA championship. He was a huge part of that. But he was playing up to that level, moving up to that level. It wasn't just him. It wasn't just him showing up in 2002 and winning the league MVP. Okay, Tim Duncan, and then in 2003 they win the NBA championship. He's the best player on the planet. No. So we're talking 3 times. So from 1998 to 2003, that's 5 seasons. Won the NBA championship, the Finals MVP, playing at an all league defensive level. I think he finished second. I think he finished second or third twice in Defensive Player of the Year. In 2001, in 2002, and in 2003 was a back-to-back league MVP. Excuse me. Dropped the NBA champion and was the Finals MVP. That's the best player on the planet. That's what Giannis did in 2021. So if I feel that way about Tim Duncan, I got to say the same thing for Giannis. And if I feel that way about Giannis, guess what? Joker, back-to-back league MVP, the third year, wins the NBA championship, averages almost a triple-double in the finals. Averages almost a triple-double in the finals. And is in the conversation, by the way, for being the best player on the planet. He didn't just show up. He's been playing at an elite level for 4 years. So it's not like he just showed up like a guy like SGA did just a year ago. So with that being said, my logic has to stay consistent. So I feel the same way. So I feel the same way. Yes, Green, I do. So I feel the same way about a great player when you showing up. I feel the same way about that. So yes, Green, you asking me a question about do I feel. Question for you, Chill. Today, do you feel do you have Jason Tatum over Kawhi Leonard? Yes, I do. And you know why I have Jason Tatum over Kawhi Leonard? The same reason, the exact opposite reason why you have Kawhi Leonard over Jason Tatum. You just think he's better at basketball. Your availability matters. It doesn't matter to you. It's obvious that it doesn't matter to you. You don't care about that because you still have him over him. Because your logic, I am certain of that. Your logic is, quote, if he's healthy. Well, what have we seen over the last 4 years? He hasn't been healthy. He has not been healthy. So because he hasn't been healthy, I can't go with that. Your availability matters. When you do, it matters. The fact that Kawhi Leonard was before he got hurt last year, I mean, you can make the argument he was the best player in that series against Phoenix. And if he stays healthy, I think they bounce Phoenix. I don't think that series is what you think it is. I think it's a 6-game series, and I think that they bounce Phoenix. But the point is that he wasn't healthy. And this is a reoccurring theme with him. Right? It's a reoccurring theme with him. So because it's a reoccurring theme with him, I can't talk about him now like I did 5 years ago. I can't talk about him like I did in the 18-19 season. I can't talk about him like I did in the 19-20 season or the 2021 season when he was first team. I can't talk about him like that no more because that was 3 years ago. Over the last 3 years, what have I seen from Kawhi Leonard? And I'm not going to hold young guys back. I'm not going to hold young guys back because you can't stay healthy or I got to wait for you to get healthy or because you're quote unquote better at basketball. No, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. No, I cannot do that. And what kind of question is this? Do I think Jason Tatum can be better than Dwayne Wade? I just need to see it on the biggest stage, man. I do. I need to see it on the biggest stage, which he has done that. And I think that he needs to be better defensively. I don't think he was the defender that Dwayne Wade was, but I think he could be an all-time great. I do think that. Dwayne Wade, I think you asking a lot. I do. I think you asking a lot for Dwayne Wade. So, yeah. I often wonder that. And I cannot and I will not rank players off recent or off what they've done recently. I can't do that, yo. I can't. And I will not. I think since Kawhi Leonard went out of the lineup, if I'm not mistaken, Rolo, when Leonard is healthy, he is a proven winner, 2-time champion. Clippers are winning games. Actually, I think that they under 500 with him out the lineup. I think they've lost 2 of their last 3 since he's been out of the lineup. If I'm not mistaken, I think they've lost 2 of their last 3 since he's been out of the lineup. They were rolling when he was when he was in the lineup and when he was healthy. They were rolling. Yeah. But he's not in the lineup. So real quick, we all waited for Joker to do what he did in this past postseason to crown him the best player. I don't see why that criteria would change further down the list. Why would it? Why would it? That's always been my criteria. Winning matters. Winning has always mattered with me. I care about what you did, when you did it, how you did it, and where you did it. And I care about if you won. Yes, winning matters. Yes, it does. 100% winning matters. No doubt about it. Winning matters. And if you don't think winning matters, then you and I respectfully agree to disagree. Respectfully agree to disagree. This can't be. This right here is the biggest crock. This is the biggest crock of nonsense that I've ever heard. When you get to this level, you don't run. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you need for somebody to do something, right? Sometimes you need for somebody to step up and give you some extra oomph. And Grant Williams did that last year because Buckets was pushing them around. And Grant Williams did that. In the process of Grant Williams doing that, that helped that Boston unit. Absolutely it did. It helped that Boston unit. And with it helping that Boston unit, right? With it helping that Boston unit, they fought themselves back into the series. And if Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt 10 seconds into the game, I'm on record saying that they smoked Miami. I don't think they beat Miami. I think they destroyed them. Destroyed them. Yo.
Chill. Can you hear me, man?
What up? What up?
First of all, I want to go ahead here and say huge fan. Thank you for the content that you provide. I want to go ahead here and I want to have a silver conversation because I want to go ahead here and be the voice of the people in the chat right now that are currently seemingly to vouch for SGA right now. It's not so much about me being a right now guy, but right now matters. Winning matters as well, and what you contribute towards winning is definitely important. I'm not taking that away. We're not going to go ahead here and act like it's not important. What is the Thunder record right now? Where are they currently in the West right now?
If I'm not mistaken, they're moving up. I had a power ranking that I had to do probably a couple of weeks ago. I had a power ranking that I did a couple of weeks ago, and they were right outside the top 5. And the reason why they were right outside the top 5 was because I didn't like what I was seeing because of the better teams that they was playing against. They were losing. Not only did they beat Denver, they smoked them twice. Like what you just saw when they beat Denver, they smoked them. They beat them twice. They smoked them the last time they played them, and they beat them on their home floor. When Denver had them in the chokehold, they came back and won. And they also smoked Minnesota.
Which is the best defensive team in the league, by the way.
Smoked them. Smoked Minnesota.
I want to
100%. So as of right now, they're second in the Western Conference. They're half a game ahead of Denver.
Okay, second in the Western Conference. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they're half a game ahead of Denver.
And for that simple matter, and okay, before I proceed, and I'm sorry to keep asking all these questions. I'm not a huge. You're gonna smoke me when it comes to numerics and values and all these metrics and stats. What did they finish at about last year?
I think they were a play-in team. I think they were 9th or 10th last year as a play-in team.
Okay, so that's
now before you go any further, before we even get into that, I had Oklahoma City as a legit playoff team. I did not have them as a play-in team this season. I had them as a legit playoff team. I got roasted for that. Yo, they're not there yet, OG. No, this Oklahoma City team now with Chet in the lineup, he gives them that dynamic that they didn't have last year. That rim runner, that rim protector, that paint presence. Now understand, and I don't want to cut you off. Understand what a rim protector is, right? A lot of people think rim protecting is the guy who just blocks shots. No, that's not what a rim protector. That's not only what a rim protector is. A rim protector diverts shots. A rim protector protects the paint. A rim protector forces bad shots. That's what a rim protector does. And Chet provides that. Not only does he provide that, now what that does, that speeds up their offense. And we're talking about a young Oklahoma City team that ain't nothing but life. That's all they
Nothing.
are.
Nothing but.
That's all they are. That's why they play as fast as they do. And SGA, he benefits from that, which is why I said this season, I didn't think that they were a playing team. I said OKC was a legit playoff team. Legit.
And before I even go down that rabbit hole, I feel as though I'm not doing myself due diligence by asking you this question. Who is in, do you have SGA top 10?
I don't. Not yet.
Okay. Can I hear that top 10, please?
So of the 10 best players in the game today, so I got Joker, Giannis, Luka, Curry, Tatum, Embiid, KD, Anthony Davis, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker.
Okay. What has Donovan Mitchell proven to you that SGA has not?
That he can get it done in the playoffs. That he's a high level playoff performer.
Okay.
He's as a rookie when he played against Oklahoma City with Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony and Paul George, bounced them in the bubble,
which is impressive.
Him going back and forth with
Jamal Murray,
50s, 55s. The year before, the year after that, I think it was not last year, in 22 against Dallas, going back and forth with Jalen Brunson. Last year, he wasn't very good, but he's shown me that in the playoffs, his game translates. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll have times when you're not great in the playoffs, but more times than not, if you are, that matters. And he's shown me that he's good. He's good in the playoffs more times than he is not.
Okay. I can see where you coming from with D Mitch. However, I'm gonna have to go ahead here and disagree. The only thing that I have to go ahead here and say is, if SGA has a decent playoff run this go around, and let me call it decent, let's call it about, let's say Western Conference Finals exit.
That's not decent. That's not. A team that didn't make the playoffs last year, and then they go from not making the playoffs to the Western Conference Championship. That's not decent. That's great.
Okay.
First round. That's decent.
Okay.
That's decent.
Ooh, chill. I was about to say. Okay.
Going from not making the playoffs to being in the Western Conference Championship. Hell no, that ain't decent. That's way better than decent.
Okay. So let's just say Western Conference Finals. Let's say second round. Let me say just Shea. Let's just say Shea gives us about, on average, let's just say he puts up splits of about 28, 7, let's say 29, 7. Let's go about 6 rebounds. Let's say about 49% from the field. Let's say about 39 from 3. So about let's say about damn near 50-40. And let's say he splashes in a couple 50-point. Let's just say he has one 50-point game in there. Just for laughs and giggles.
Now we're having a different conversation. We are.
Now, okay.
Now we're having a different conversation.
Does he eclipse anyone on that list now? I guess I can just say this because your list was, I think, 100% spot on, except for 2 names, and those for D Mitch being one of them. And I think Anthony Davis, you can have an argument for that.
Right.
Jason Tatum's not exactly my cup of tea, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Right. But will you then? Because also too, we have to take into consideration.
What's up, Elder? How you doing, brother? Keep going. What's up, Elder?
This isn't just somebody who has just popped up over the scene, right? And I want to go ahead here and say another thing that SGA doesn't get acknowledgement for is what he's doing on both sides of the ball. His defensive win shares. He's number 1 in the league in steals. I mean, like, just what he does on both sides of the ball. He carries that into the postseason. He makes it to the. Do you then have him top 10 coming into the 2024-2025 season?
Now, all that stuff that I just said about the postseason and Donovan Mitchell, you just told me that SGA on both sides of the basketball, right, he has been really good. And you just told me that he leads the league in steals. Is that correct?
Yes,
I
think so.
You know who's second in the league in steals?
You about to say D Mitch?
Yes.
Okay.
And again, this is what I want to make sure that we clear on. There's a difference between a guy jumping another guy and being in the conversation. I feel like a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who's shown me over the years that his game translates to the playoffs. Like you just mentioned, what you just told me about SGA, if his game translates to the playoffs, that means that I should see that more. Like if I get that from you this postseason, now the conversation gets louder, as opposed to I'm just moving you ahead. Because what happens the next year if I don't get that? Do I move you back? No, that means that I'm discounting everything that you did previous to that, and I'm not that way. You built up matters. I care about what you just like if a point guard, for example, Tyrese Halliburton. If Tyrese Halliburton gave me 3 more years, that's why I said that in the next 2 years, I feel like we're gonna have a legit conversation. If he continues doing what he's doing,
it's not ready yet.
If he continues doing what he's doing, and some of this translates to the postseason, I don't expect 20 and 20. I'm being honest with you. I don't expect 20 and 20 at a Tyrese Halliburton player. If I get 20 and 20,
damn near we're gonna be floating around.
If I get 20 and 20 out of him in the playoffs, 14? Whoa, right. But if I get what he's done, like if I get 19 and 11 and it's translating to them winning, and I get this over the course of years, I can't discount that in 2 years or in 3 years when he has a bad playoff series. I can't do that. I can't throw that out the window. I won't throw that out the window. Just like Donovan Mitchell. I'm not throwing out of the window everything else that he did because he had a bad playoff series last year. To be honest with you, everything that the Knicks did to Cleveland, I actually had Cleveland doing that to them. That's why I had Cleveland winning the series. It's like a boxer. Like this dude that you had beating him up, and the reason why you had him beating him up is because of this, and this. He actually did that to your man. That's what I had with the Knicks. That's what I had. So I can't discount this stuff. I care about what you built up, and I care. This is what I'm talking about when I say how long you did it. If you only did it for a minute, I can't talk about you like I talk about the other players who've done it longer than a minute.
I see what you're saying, man.
That's why when you just told me about those splits with SGA, if he did that, well, the conversation gets a little bit louder now. Now we got to start talking a little bit more. I can't just go, okay, we pushing him right to the front of the line because he's awesome at basketball. Nah, I ain't thinking that. No, I can't do that. No, I can't.
So can I ask you a question?
You just did.
Another one. I feel like SGA. I see logic behind it, but then don't the same things that we nagging and tagging SGA for, shouldn't those be the same thing? Now, granted, there's going to be a slight difference between, especially because of the award that he just recently won, the importance around the award, the most important award. But I feel like a couple of the things that you are not so much getting on SGA about, but explaining in your logic, are also things that are also applicable to Embiid. I mean, Embiid is a no-show in the play, and I'm from Philly. Embiid is a no-show in the playoffs in the sense of, now I understand he plays through injury, but in the words of Big Ox, if you in the court, you in the court. Neither here nor there. But Embiid's another one who statistically revs it up in the regular season. In the playoffs, a huge statistical drop-off from production and value standpoint. Defense doesn't drop off that much. In fact, it probably improves. But I feel like a couple of the things that we're tacking on SGA for, we might as well go ahead here and say the same thing about Embiid. Other than having Jimmy Butler on his team, you know. Now I'm a firm believer, and I'm not just saying this because I'm from Philadelphia. If that shot by Kawhi Leonard doesn't go in, I firmly believe that the Sixers go on to become the champions that year. I do. I really do. I think healthy or not healthy.
Don't hate that.
I think healthy or not healthy, I think we have a good chance against that Golden State team, especially if, you know, the injuries play out the exact same way that they did in the favor of Toronto. I think that we have a good chance of winning that chip that year. But Embiid, I have to say, is a more glorified SGA.
So, like I said, you just heard my top 5, which would explain why I have Jason Tatum in front of him, because it actually translates to the playoffs. Like, we're in year 3 now with Joel Embiid leading the league in scoring. And I just want to, and you're a Philly guy, so I want to put this on your mind. Just so you know, he's only got 10 games that he can miss, 10 more games.
Unless he's ineligible for MVP.
And then we're done. So that 35 and 11, no All NBA, no league MVP, none of that. All of that stuff goes out the window. which goes back to my original logic about availability matters, brother.
Mm-hmm. It does.
I care about you. If you're here, one of the things that I still stand on to this day, if I can't count on you to be here, then I can't count on you. So no matter how good you are, if I can't count on you to actually be here, it doesn't matter. So as good as Joel Embiid has been, in the regular season, and as awesome as he's been, if I can't count on you to be here and produce something similar to that in the playoffs, then I can't count on you. It's that simple.
Okay. 100%. Listen, I just needed to go ahead here, get some, because I got to understand. I'm like,
let's get to the bottom of it. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's get to the bottom of it. Absolutely. I don't want to be misconstrued. I don't want to be misconstrued or misunderstood. I don't want my words taken out of context. You hearing it right from me. Okay, this is his logic. If it doesn't make sense, challenge it.
Sometimes my thumbs don't move fast enough to get the questions out that I need them answers to right
that's
away.
That's why I dropped the link. Because if let's talk about it then. Let's discuss it. So, all right, brother. Good to talk to you.
Appreciate you, Chill.
Yes,
Take
sir.
it easy, man.
You know where to find me at. Absolutely. What up?
What up, Chilltown? Happy New Year to you, brother.
What's up, brother? What's going on with you?
Not much, man. You know, I always appreciate your basketball takes, man.
Absolutely.
You had a rough start, but I've learned to respect your opinion and value it, man. So just got to be honest when I say that. We're sticking with what you're talking about right now, or I can change up a little bit, or
what you got?
Well, I want to give a quick take on Wemby because someone in the chat asked about it. I'm impressed with his defense, man, at that rim. 3.1 blocks per game. I didn't think we saw that coming. You know, I thought maybe around like 1.8, 2.5. He's above 3 now. You know what I'm saying? Offensively, he's getting about what, 18 something a game, 10 rebounds. The field goal percentage to me isn't what it needs to be because he's too big to be that inefficient. But I understand what's happening, so I'm not going to knock him on that because he's playing a lot of perimeter basketball.
I was just about to ask you, what do you think is happening?
Well, Pop is giving him free reign. I mean, listen. I mean, he's not a traditional big. And so he's having to initiate offense when Sohan's not inside the game, and he's taking a lot of tough shots that he can make. Right? I mean, he can make these shots, but he's not going to shoot in the high 50s like your prototypical big man's going to do, because he's not taking prototypical shots like Joker, Embiid, you know, Giannis, guys like that. So I just want to be clear.
That's going to change. I don't mean to cut you off. I want you to keep going. Do you think that's going to change? Like, I don't expect him to be Shaq. I don't expect him to be Olajuwon, where he plays with his back to the basket and that close to the basket. But do you think that we can get him in spaces where he can play closer to the basket a little bit more?
In spots, yeah. But that's going to come with personnel change. You know what I'm saying? I know the game is more wide open, and it just is what it is. But I wouldn't mind him catching the ball in the paint closer to the basket, catching, rising, just shooting. Right? He's just too damn big to be trying to be at the top of the key. You know, putting the ball in between his legs, making a quick, decisive move, along with decisions to pass and make plays. I don't like that for him. He's just too big. And I got to be fair. I don't like Chet doing it either. So this isn't just Wemby. I don't like my big man doing this stuff. Listen, I'm a Rockets fan, Chill. I'm used to Hakeem, Yao, you know what I'm saying? Guys like that, who we go down low and we run through the big men and everything's off of those guys. You know what I'm saying? But he's on a bust, though. Listen, I mean, he's going to be a pretty damn good player in this league. He's definitely not Porzingis. I'm here in Sacramento. I saw Porzingis play in person when they blew out the Kings without Jason Tatum. Porzingis is just more seasoned, and I heard guys compare him to Porzingis, say he's better than Porzingis right now. And I pushed back on that because Porzingis is more seasoned. He's more experienced. He moves a little bit more fluent to me, and the jump shot to me is just better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah. So long story short, I think Wemby's right where he needs to be. You know what I'm saying? 18 and 10, dominant big man down low. Now, I'll be honest though, Chill. The 3.1 blocks, come on. I mean, he's 7 feet 3, 4, whatever he is, okay? And so some of that is contributed to just that. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't think he's Hakeem or Ben Wallace or Rasheed Wallace or Kevin Garnett. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think he's God gifted with height, and he's using it to his advantage.
Yeah. With that being said, you just said 18 and 10. I had him around 19-9 and about 2 blocks.
Yeah,
I thought that he'd get at least 1 block, blocking 3-point shots because of his ability to cover ground, how long he was, how tall he is. I thought that
Mhm.
he'd be able. And again, we play in the jump shooting league, right? And not only do we
Right.
play in the jump shooting league, a lot of these guys are on the long ball line, and he's athletic enough where he plays a lot on the long ball line. So I
Mhm.
thought that he'd get at least one block a game just from blocking 3-point shots.
It's
Right?
funny you say that, Chill, because there was a game versus Golden State where most guys, big men, play drop coverage.
Yeah.
And he was able to help him recover and block Clay shot a few times.
Yeah.
On the 3-point line, the 3-point ball. And so he's so long and lengthy that he can help him recover, and he can get away with playing drop defense more than others because of his length. Real quick, if you don't mind, I won't keep you long, Chill. My Rockets, tough schedule to start the season. We 15-15. We're gonna beat. I'm watching the Detroit Rocket games right now. Jalen Green has been a big topic of discussion around the league and Houston Rocket channels.
Yeah.
He's had a bad start to the season. He's been benched in multiple fourth quarters, along with Jabari. Ime is not holding his hand. He's not calling this dude. It's either get on board or get off board, right? And so obviously Sagoon has surpassed him as the best player on the team, and I think it's clear, right?
Right.
There's been some trade rumors here. Before I go, just give me your thoughts on the Rockets. They've had tough skills to start the season. We're kind of 500. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. But what's your thoughts on that team?
Now let's rewind. Now you're a Rockets guy, so you remember Silas, right?
Of course.
So with Silas, there wasn't a lot of discipline. Not only was there not a lot of discipline, there wasn't a lot of continuity. So Jalen Green played with the basketball a lot last year, which will explain why you guys were one of the worst teams in the fourth quarter in turning over the basketball and taking care of the basketball. Now we get Ime in, and now we get some continuity. We get some structure in the offense. That's a transition for him because he came into the league not playing like that. Now he's got to play within the system. He's got to play with now Sagoon being, because there's a difference. And I've said this in the past, and I've gotten a little bit of pushback because I don't think people understand. There's a difference between a primary ball handler and a guy who we run the offense through. For example, Jamal Murray is the primary ball handler. We run the offense through Joker, though. So with that being said, I think the same thing is going on in Houston. I think that Van Fleet is the primary ball handler. You run the O through Sengun, though. And I think that Jalen Green is struggling playing off the basketball, which he really shouldn't because he's a two guard. So he should be able to catch and shoot. They do run things for him, right? They do run things for him. But I think that he finds himself as a youngster, I think he finds himself rushing a lot because he's so used to playing with the basketball.
Correct.
So I think that's kind of throwing him off a little bit. I wouldn't give up on him just yet, Mr. Moss. I'm not really feeling afraid yet.
And Chill, Ime's playing Fred damn near 39 minutes a game to start the season.
As he should.
He's playing a lot of minutes. Fred is having another inefficient season shooting the basketball. But clearly Ime trusts him, right, over Jalen because, he's just a veteran guy who's been there, done that. And you bring up a great point with, primary ball handler and running the offense through. And us Rockets fans, I'll speak for myself. I came to the season saying, if we want to get going to where we want to get going to, right, where we want to be, the ball has to go inside first and then the outside. I wasn't big on Sagoon. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't. But he's surprised me a little bit with his playmaking, his decision making. And real quick, I hope Jalen is mature enough to actually handle the constructive criticism because Ime is holding this dude accountable, right? Like you said, you bring up Silas, Chilltown, no accountability, no structure, it's a free for all offense, right?
The inmates were running their side.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
The inmates were running their side. They had no structure. They had no idea what they were doing.
Nothing. So I think that Jalen's having a tough time adapting to, I might be the third option on this roster because I think he came to the season thinking I'm the guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that was debunked right away. You know what I'm saying? And Ime is a no-nonsense type of dude. I mean, Chill. He's benched Jabari and Ime in multiple big games in the fourth quarter and did not apologize for it. And I appreciate that because now we're getting back to old school coaching and old school basketball where guys are being held accountable. You're not defending. You're not making shots. Come have a seat. You know what I'm saying? I saw Pop do this. You know what I'm saying? So
that's fair.
Yeah. So that was it.
If you ain't helping us, you hurting us. Why are you on the floor?
Right, man. Yeah.
What are you doing out here? If you ain't helping us, you hurting us. So
yeah,
it's good to talk to you, brother.
Hey, man, happy New Year, buddy. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to you too. Absolutely. Yep. I got time for one more, and then I got to bounce. What up?
Yo, what's going on, Chill? You hear me?
Yep, you hot. What's up?
All right, so I just wanted to piggyback off what Moss was saying. about Sengun. I love the way Sengun plays. And I
Mhm.
told my friends, I've had basketball discussions about this. I said within the next 5 years, we're going to be having conversations about Sengun being the top 5 big man in the league.
Top 5?
Top 5.
Well, hold on. So in 5 years, Embiid, I don't think Embiid's going to be where he is today. I'm not sure that he's still going to be what he is. Rudy Gobert, I think he's going to be past what he used to be. The way Sengun is playing right now, top 5. Come on, my man.
Are we going
might-
higher? You think higher?
We might have a conversation in 5 years that he's the best big man in the game.
Even over
He's
Chet?
only,
over
tw-
1v2?
he's only 21.
Yeah.
21 years old. That's it. So we could, if watching him, his ability to pass, right? His ability to score. He plays in the mid post. Not only does he play in the mid post, he plays at the free throw line. His game is a game of outside in. That's kind of what the big man is today. Guys don't play primarily on the box, but his also his game is somewhat of a chameleon. If you want to get on the box and bang, I can do that too. I can do that too. My teacher was Olajuwon. He showed me the game. So I can get down here on the block and I can get rough and rugged with you too. That's not a problem. And I can also play 12 feet away from the basket. I can play 17 feet away from the basket. 5 years, I'm top 5, man. I'm thinking we're going to have a conversation about him possibly being the best big man in the game. Because Joker is already 28. So Joker at 33, is Joker still going to be the best big man undisputed in the game 5 years from now?
Yeah, I don't want to get into the conversation because I know LeBron is an anomaly, but we've seen a lot of players play exceptionally well past that age.
Which
So
I don't want you to misunderstand me when I say Joker is not going to be the best big man in the game. What I'm saying is it going to be undisputed? It's not a question. Or are we not going to have a conversation about a 7-year Sengun who, I don't know, 27, 12, 7 assists, had my team in the Western Conference Championship the last 2 years. I've been an all-star and an all-pro. I could see something like that happening.
Yeah, for sure.
I could definitely see something like that happening.
Now, like he almost looks like a slightly better version of Sabonis to me right now. I wish he was a little bit more aggressive in scoring the basketball, but sometimes I see him give up that little jump hook from about 8 feet, 10 feet away from the basket to just take a 3-point shot. I wish he would be more aggressive.
Now, remember who we're talking about. We're talking about a kid. Sengun is what, 21? So he doesn't really know how to play yet. He's still figuring it out. Like it's almost like he came out of nowhere. A lot of people will say, yo, Sengun, I knew about. No, you didn't. When you was watching that Houston team last year, you did not look at Sengun and go, yo, this dude gonna be 20 and 10 next year. No, you didn't say that. And if you did, you lying. I ain't buying it. Give me a break. You did not. Hell no, you didn't. So I'm straight.
I just also want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
We have to thank God for the rest of the team that Wemby was drafted to San Antonio and not a team that has an actual good league guard to get him the basketball. Because I can already see the way the way that San Antonio team plays around Wemby, it's disgusting to me.
So
absolutely terrible.
So Chan at the league guard. Get him out of here, y'all. What we doing? What's happening right now?
And the guy who actually does pass him the basketball, Trey Jones, he doesn't even get any.
And he don't even get no run. Get Pop off the floor. Get Pop at it. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Good talking to you, brother. You know
thanks, man.
Man. What up?
Yo, G.
What up?
Happy New Year, my man.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year.
I wanted to go over 2 points with you. For the first point, I want to start out because I want to get to the point you're talking about with SGA. But I want to start out. I wanted to ask you, who do you think is the most underrated team in NBA history? I got an answer, but I wanted to ask you first.
The most underrated team in NBA history? We don't talk about that Houston Rocket team at all.
The one with Hakeem and
we don't talk about them at all. Won an NBA championship in back-to-back seasons. Only 9 teams have won the NBA championship in back-to-back seasons. We don't never talk about them dudes.
I think you want my answer. I think that the Lakers team that won in the bubble, I don't think they get no credit.
No, they don't. They don't.
That
team was they were on their way to winning 60 games that year. Yes, they were.
They started the season off at Christmas. They were 24-3.
Rolling.
They had size everywhere. LeBron was the point. He was 6'9". Danny Green 6'6". KCP 6'5". Anthony Davis is 6'10". JaVale 7 feet, Dwight Howard 7 feet.
Yep.
You come down on the bench, you got Kuzma coming off the bench. He's 6'9". So
Yep.
they control the boards.
Mhm.
They got size defensively. They're switchable. And then Caruso too. He's 6'4". And they didn't take Avery Bradley to the bubble either.
No,
He
they
stayed
didn't. He
at
didn't
home.
go with him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't come with him.
And then when you my TV just cut out. And when you talk about managing a game down the stretch of a game, LeBron might be the best. Him and Magic might be the two best game managers ever. So when LeBron sits down, there's nobody better you can bring in the league other than maybe Chris Paul, but you had Rondo right behind him. And Frank
Which
Vogel
was huge. I sometimes, and I don't know if this happens to you, but sometimes I get reminded of what somebody is. So I remember playoff Rondo.
Yeah,
but I kind of forgot. I kind of forgot about it. Like, is playoff Rondo a real thing? And then he reminded me, yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, playoff Rondo is absolutely a real thing. And the bubble, before COVID shut the season down, they had, I think, 47 wins at that point. They were on their way to 60. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. 49 wins. And they were on their way to 60 plus wins. Not only were they on their way to 60 plus wins, they had just beat the Bucks. I got roasted for this because I said James was about to win the league MVP again.
He was about to Giannis was gonna miss enough games where he would have won. Yep.
James was about to win the league MVP again. He was leading the league in assists. They were rolling. Then COVID shut the season down, threw a monkey wrench in it. That was a damn good team, yo. Yep. That was a damn good team in 2000. In 2019, 2020. Yeah, that was a damn good team.
And the point about SGA, I agree with what you're saying. You do have to have like I said, when you asked the question about, how do we determine who the best players are, it is a little bit of what have you done for me lately, but you got to have a body of work leading up to that too. And I agree that SGA isn't top 10. I would say probably top 15. But I think I heard you say Jamal Murray of him. I can't say that now. He does.
No. Remember what my logic is, right? Of what these guys have produced. And I can't talk about you like I talk about these dudes like Jamal Murray, like De'Aaron Fox, because I've seen it in the postseason. I can admire SGA's game from now. When people hear that, they automatically think you think SGA is whack. Hell no, I don't think he's whack. No. I do not think SGA is whack. I think he's fantastic. The thing is Jamal Murray game translated in the playoffs. De'Aaron Fox, his game translated in the playoffs, and we've seen it. I can't have SGA in the same conversation with these dudes just because he's nice right now.
Okay. I gotta challenge you on one thing though especially about Jamal Murray. It's a difference when you the guy. Like when you walking when a team walking in a locker room and on the scouting report, your name the first name on the scouting report. Jamal Murray is the second guy to Jokic.
Well, and not only is he the second guy to Jokic, he became that when he got hurt. He was the man before he got hurt. He was the man on that crew.
I think Jokic was the guy.
And see,
he was a go-to scorer, like kind of like with the Lakers, like LeBron empowered Anthony Davis to be that guy that we're gonna run the offense through. But at the end of the day, we know like when it break down for real, we're going to LeBron the guy.
Now, with that being said, you just said it. I think Joker was the guy, which means that it wasn't undisputed. It's not a question of whether or not Joker was the guy. He might be the guy, but he might not be the guy. SGA. 100%, he's the guy. I ain't gonna fight that part. SGA is the guy on that crew, but he's on a crew with a bunch of young stallions, and they rolling right now. The point I'm making is I just got to see this translate because, again, I seen Joel Embiid lead the league in scoring 3 straight years. He's 35-11, 33-10, and then he breaks down in the playoffs, and then he underperforms.
I'm not that high on him.
I can't. And you know why you're not that high on him? Number one, he breaks down. Number two, he doesn't take advantage of mismatches. Number three, his game doesn't translate as much as it should in the postseason.
Am I crazy? Am I crazy for thinking like I have him as like the 8th best player in the league? I don't have him.
I got him at 6.
My top 10 to go. I think Jokic and Giannis are interchangeable. You can do whatever you want to with those two. And number 3, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like you said a prisoner of the moment thing. I'm trying not to be. But I'm at that point where I think it's time for Steph to pass the baton to Luka. at that point
I
guard.
already got Luka at number 3. I got him ahead of Curry.
Luka's 3-point shooting has ticked up a little bit this year. His free throw
Mm-hmm.
shooting has ticked up a little bit this year, and his defensive efforts are much more consistent and improved. So I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, but the thing is with Luka, he does have a playoff track record of being awesome in the playoffs.
And not just 1 year. Not just 1 year. Like this is not just some on the side. I've been doing this for years. I'm nice
right
in the
now.
postseason.
Right now, he's still he's the second leading postseason scorer. Now it's only a small sample size, but the second leading postseason scorer of all time behind Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a big thing. And Curry would be 4. Number 5, Tatum. I don't understand why Tatum get all the slack he get. That man does everything on a basketball court at a very, very good level.
I'm pretty sure that James is the all-time leading scorer in postseason history.
Now I'm talking about the average, the points average.
Right.
I know the total is.
Okay, I'm with you. All right, I'm with you.
Tatum, he does everything at pretty much at elite level. My only thing with him as a person is he been my favorite player pretty much since he came in the league. Is the settling for 3. It really irks me. It be having me want to pull my hair out my head.
It irks you. I want to put that dude in the sleeper hole.
Man.
And and you know me, I'm a Jason Tatum guy.
Man.
I want to choke that dude sometime. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yo,
what's going on, B?
I don't miss a game. I don't miss a game. And they played Cleveland one night and he got Donovan Mitchell on the switch. I'm like, dude, go to the post and get on the box. This man tried to step back 3 from like the hash mark. I said, bro, come on, man, what are we doing?
Well, it's the same thing when they played against Golden State. And I'm gonna leave it at this. He has Jonathan Kuminga on him. This is a 3rd-year rotation guy he's got on him. Now, Dontavius, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take out the all-time great small forwards. Let's take Burt. Let's take KD. Let's take James. Scottie Pippen. Let's take all them dudes off the table. Let's just stick with Jason Tatum bloodline, like Paul Pierce, Larry Bird, John Havlicek. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just stick with his bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Is Larry Bird taking a 26-foot fall away with a 3rd-year rotation guy on him to get a bucket and win the game? Is he doing that?
He putting the emphasis on the ref to make a call.
He at minimum. If Gary Payton II was on Jason Tatum, he still would have shot.
You know,
and this is the stuff that makes me nuts with him.
Yeah. Because I think his best is like best player in the league. Like he really has that type of like, you know, when he's locked all the way in. But I mean,
I'm ridiculous when I say that.
Yeah,
when he implements that mid range where he can do it on a consistent basis, he a top 3 player in the game for the next decade.
100%.
He a top 3 player in the game for the next decade. I don't have to defend now that Jason Tatum is a top 5 player. I don't have to defend that no more. When he doing that on a consistent basis, it's now coming out like you just said. Luka, I'm sorry,
Jokic, Giannis, and Tatum.
It's coming out like that now. Now it's coming out like that, and I don't even have to defend it anymore. So that's what it is. But Doug, you know where to find me at, brother. Good to talk to you. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. It was good to see you guys tonight. As always, y'all know where to find me at. I'm like I already told you guys, I'm gonna be here. I know that you guys see me on a panel, and I know that you guys, in addition to seeing me on a panel, you know, you see me on Fluent and Chill, which we're still doing, by the way. We're still doing Fluent and Chill, right? We're still doing Fluent and Chill with all of that good stuff. This is where I started. This is where I've always been. And this is where I'm always going to be. I'm not going anywhere. So if you can't find me here, then that means I'm gone. I'm always going to be here, right? So if I ain't here, I'm on TikTok. So with that being said, right? With that being said, this is what it is, guys. I'm here on a regular, and I will see you guys soon. As always, it's good to see you. It's basketball season. Put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother, yo. Call your mother. Until then, take it light. It's dope tonight, man. It was good to see you guys, 100%. I enjoyed that. Absolutely, I did.